Um, I made my girls some lunch boxes, and all my grandkids some lunch boxes, and they were like super duper fun. And so what we did is we went to Lagoon and Cherry Hill and the aquarium and all these places that you are on your own for lunch, or else you buy it there, and it was super expensive, and it's already expensive to get in. So I thought it'd be really fun for the kids to have lunches there, and we would just picnic. So I made these lunch boxes, and inside them I put a container that put their sandwich, and then I had a freezer pack. What do they call it? Ice pack. An ice pack. I put the ice pack in there, and then what I did was kind of like the hospital thing, you know how you get to pick your menu for the next day. So the night before, the kids would get a menu, and they would write their name on it, and you get to create your own sandwich. And so the choices for your own sandwich was peanut butter, Nutella, fluff, jam, jelly, and honey. So they would circle whatever they wanted on their sandwich. And then they got to choose 2 snacks. They either got a cheese stick or a Go-Gurt, or crackers or chips or apple slices or grapes. And then they got to pick a drink, and it said choose 2 of the snacks, and so they circled 2 snacks. And then their drinks were water, Capri Sun, or Squeeze It, or Milky, because one of my grandbabies wants Milky all the time. So I'm making these in a hotel room. so I had these supplies, which kind of made it, they didn't have the whole world to pick from. They just had these supplies to pick from. So I would do it in a hotel. And so they would give me, the first night that, we had a sleepover, and so then they gave me these, and then the next morning at the hotel, before we would go to the park or Cherry Hill or whatever it was, our first one, then Kevin and I would fill this, make their dreams come true here. And then we'd put a candy extra and some kind of a McDonald's surprise, some kind of a toy treat. And so they were pretty excited to see what was in their lunch boxes. So then every night they would fill their card out and turn it in, and we would do it. So, is it a ring? Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Anyway, so then the lunch bags fit inside the. My one mom has 4, and so we made these. Ashlyn helps me make these, and so we made these actually big enough that you can get 4 of these lunch packs in here. And these are all insulated. There's a stuff called Insul-Bright. And so these are actually insulated. So their lunches stayed super cold. Like it was hot there. And because this bag is insulated too, and because these inside here, they stayed really nice, and they were super fun. I put the wrong one in the wrong one, but that's okay. So anyway, those were really fun. So there's some really fun lunch ideas here. I didn't make this up. This was something that we got from the training center in Pocatello. So I'll just kind of run through a few of these lunchbox hints. And I don't know, does anybody here, do you like taking your lunch to school, or do you eat it at school? Or it's, it varies. Sometimes it's hard to fix a lunch. Sometimes it's expensive. Linda?
My little grandson will not touch a hot lunch at school.
Right.
And so Mom has to pack him a lunch, and then he'll eat it.
Right.
And
so there's some really good hints on here if you're packing a lunch. And one of them was, I don't have a deal up here. Yeah, on the ground. My kids aren't done. I'll give them a break. One of them was to make sure that they put everything that they had in their lunch back in, which makes a lot of sense, so that when you pack that apple for them every day, instead of them getting to school and trading it or pitching it or whatever, if they don't eat it and don't put any, punishment on it, I guess I'd say, just make sure that they, hey, whatever you don't eat, stick it back in the lunchbox, and then when they bring it home, you know what they're eating and what they're not. And so if you know that apple comes back every time, you're going to know, don't put the apple in. Or, if it's only a happy percent. I was amazed at some of the stuff that came back in these lunchboxes, because I told them, just send it back with me, don't worry about cleaning it up, because like I said, we were in a hotel. So they just sent them back with me, and Some of them were, you know, whole sandwiches. And so I would, if I was the mom, I would make adjustments on that of what I sent with them the next day. So I thought that was a really good idea. And then on here, they talked about if you're going to, you know, get your kids involved, I think it'd be really fun to make a menu for them so that they're kind of accountable. You know, they'll say, oh, Mom, I don't know why you put that in my lunch. So there's no surprises for them the next day when they get the... Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, make sure you clean it up. You're bored. I know you are. I'm sorry. We're actually bored. Honest. You gotta look cute. Don't anybody call me. Okay, so and then you know the stuff like the cookie cutters and doing, you know, using cookie cutters to make the bread fun shapes. I mean, stuff like that is really fun. But make the kids, I was saying, make the kids kind of accountable for what's in their lunch. And, you know, if they pick it and help prepare it, they're probably more likely to eat it. So I just think that's a good idea to have that in it. And there, you have these little handout sheets, so I'm not going to read them, but there's some fun stuff on there. One thing I learned in this was thermoses. If you're going to send a thermos full of water.
These were in the restroom.
Oh.
Anybody?
Keys? Oh, good. Good. If you're going to use a thermos, pour boiling water in your thermos before you put hot stuff in it. And it lasts, like they said, hours longer. I didn't realize that. I mean, you usually take it, it's come out of the cupboard, it's cold, and you dump your hot soup, and already you cooled it off just in the thermos. So they said, pour hot water in there first, get the thermos to come up to temperature, and then pour your soup in. Same with cold. So I thought that was a good idea. This little sheet they had it just has a bunch of maybe ideas of what kind of thinking. She talks thinking outside the lunchbox, and she just has different things that maybe you haven't thought of or tried in a lunch. And some of them are more adult lunches, I think. But you know, sometimes we have to prepare adult lunches too. But my philosophy on kids, and they talk about having balanced meals and you know, watching portions and balance. And my come away is, I think if you can teach your kids to eat vegetables, you don't have to teach them anything else. Everything else is going to come. Dairy's going to come. You know, all of our bread products. Those are easy things for kids to eat. We get a ton of those, but we don't get a lot of vegetables. And so if you can get your kids to like vegetables, Emmy is a salad eater. She loves salad. If you can get them to eat leafy greens, they can live on that. They'll have enough protein. Promise. It's not going to be hard to get protein. They don't have to have 3 meats a day. They can get enough protein out of vegetables. If your kids will eat vegetables, they'll have no trouble. And that's the biggest thing to do. I mean, it's hard to do because we're such a carb society that it's, I mean, look at me. You know, we just fixed a lot of carbs. And that's what our kids are craving now, is carbs. Even us adults, chocolate carbs. That's all I want. And so, you know, if you can teach them to eat vegetables, I think that's a win-win for young moms if they can start kids eating vegetables. And let's see. Rhonda? That's all I have. Any questions on lunches, or does somebody here have wonderful ideas for lunches?
No, I have a question is for all the little things, how long do you make?
Oh, about 15 minutes. So there's directions on these little crescent roll things, and it's pretty close to the same, even if you fill them. And I don't know what it says. $3.75 for 9 to 12 minutes. And that's probably, I bet I put mine in there 10. So, yeah. Okay, anything I'm missing? I need some helpers finishing these apples. There's some fun little things right here. These are apple slices. And I need a couple of helpers. And you don't have to wash your hands because we're just going to not touch them. Yeah.
I already did.
Okay, let's move this stuff. Okay, we're going to put sprinkles on these, and you get to kind of decide what you want to do. So maybe not all of them want some sprinkles, and maybe some of them do. Why am I not touching stuff? I have a couple of those deals. So again, make sure you just limit their source. Don't give a kid a bag and expect them to handle that. Just make it so that it has a limited amount. You'll love that on your floor better. Yeah.
And Lori, you forgot to tell them what did you spread on the apples?
Okay, so on the apples, there is flavored cream cheese. You can spread on them. There's Nutella. There is peanut butter. You can switch that up and do, well, there's all kinds of flavored cream cheese. This one's blueberry. And then you can decide what you want to put. Here's some, do you want to sprinkle some chocolate chips on? No? Okay, and then I have some granola. There's chocolate chips, there's sprinkles, there's granola. You want to try some granola? Sure, okay. You can sprinkle those and make them how you'd want to eat them, okay? Yeah, there's M&M's, or I mean, chocolate chips. Okay, here's another bottle of sprinkles if somebody thinks the sprinkles are needed. There's another bottle right there. Holy cow, fun. That's okay. We'll just pick it up. Take your fingers like this. And you're trying to touch it. Okay. Perfect. Oh yeah, that's a ton of sprinkles. I love tons of sprinkles. All right. How fun is that? So do you think you'd like to eat those?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you helped with them, huh? And if you help with them, that makes it a lot of fun. Okay. What do you think? How about this one? It's kind of needs some help. I got more on it. You're doing good. You're doing really good. Okay, what do you think? Let's stand back and look. What do we think? Love it. Oh, this one's bare. That one is. Did everybody help? Well, we have some shakers. Shakers and movers. Okay. Thinking, okay. Great. Good job. I think we're done. What do you think? Looks good to me. Why did I not know that was yours? Okay. Perfect. All right. I love it. Good job, girls and boys. Thank you so much. Okay. Anybody have anything that they do for lunches? So one of the things that I did that we do, so when I was a kid, actually I think it's when I had little kids, after school was when we wanted to snack. I know the kids get home late now on the bus. I mean, they get home at like 4:30, so it's dinner time quick. It's really hard to do any after school snacks, so I hesitated whether that would even work. But we did, my mom and I would make pizzas out of, well, we actually did it out of, we made pizza dough and then put just pizza toppings on it and froze them. Put them in the freezer. Kids would come home from school and either stick them in the toaster oven. Hey guys. And either stick them in the toaster oven or the microwave. They work either way. If you do just the dough, we cook the dough first and then put the toppings on it. If I did them today with just English muffins. And they're super easy to do with an English muffin. You just have to toast it, broil it for just a little bit, the English muffin, and then put the pizza toppings on it. And I have some of those somewhere. My assistant will grab them. They're where? Oh, they are by the street. Oh, okay. Oh, I'll get them. Okay, so back in the day, when I was doing these, and Ashton came home today, so that tells you that I did it when I had my big kids. Oh, will you go with them, Ashton? Oh, you can come to my house and sleep over here, okay? Will that be good? Yep, they're gonna go to your house, and I'll come with you, okay? Okay, so back in the day, we had to wrap them in freezer paper, you know, because I don't know, we just didn't have. I don't know why we did. We did, but now we have this press and seal, and so I just did them with press and seal. And I have a funny story. So this is what I did when I was a kid, and then I did them for my kids. And so they're really just super easy. You don't have to unwrap them. You stick them in the microwave, and the kids will eat them, really. They're yummy. They have whatever your kids want. We had to put with onion and without onion because I had a picky brother. But anyway, so you put those in the microwave. Kevin used to do the same thing, he was telling me, when he was a kid, only his, and he always tells me, you don't know what it was like to be poor. But he says, he would come home, and his pizza was, so this has got like real pizza sauce, it's got pepperoni, it has onion, pepper, cheese, and, you know, it's really a pretty good pizza. He said he'd come home, and they would get a slice of bread, put ketchup on it, sprinkle it with oregano, and put cheese on it, and put it in the microwave. He said he doesn't know how many of those he ate, but he ate a ton of them. And I just went, ew. But kids will eat it. So he loved them, and he thought that was what a pizza was. So I just thought that was funny. Anyway, I'm going to put a couple of these in the microwave later, and we'll try them. But we have some other fun stuff to do with kids. I've excused mine, but there's some more stuff that I've already finished, and we'll just kind of give those a try. The fun thing that we've run onto lately now is waffle irons. And these waffle irons are super fun, and the kids can still get burnt on them, but they're not as easy to burn as an oven. And I don't think you can burn yourself on it as easy as you can an oven. So there's a bunch of stuff that you can do in a waffle iron. And we've been playing with it, and there's a bunch of stuff you can find on Pinterest. And one thing is hash browns. You can do hash browns in them. And I will show you. So I like butter on my hash browns, so I'm going to put some butter in there. And these are thawed hash browns. They're not frozen. Now the butter runs over. And you do hash browns. You can do eggs in them. I'll show you eggs. You can do, well, Rhonda's got cookie dough back there, and so we'll have some stations for you to go around to, and you get to do your own. There's cookers back there that does cookies and brownies. Also, what else was we going to do? Cookies and brownies. Something else. Oh, pizzas. Pizzas. I have this stuff over here to do pizzas. We'll do pizzas in it. It's like Pizza Mania. The other fun thing that we have been doing are muffin tins. You can do about anything in a muffin tin too. So the stuff that I have ready here are, that's for the tacos, and when they come out, we'll do tacos. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm going to go get the tacos and show you where the muffins are.